Am I the asshole for trying to convince my girlfriend that one of her friends is detrimental to our lives? Using the throwaway again, I got help last time that saved my relationship with my girlfriend, so I'm hoping it'll help again because things seem to be worse between us. That's what the podcast is for here, saving relationships. It's in the title.
Yeah, it's true.
My, male 25, girlfriend of almost 2 years, Jessica, female 23, has a lot of friends. There are those where I'm basically acquainted with, but the friends that I do know I like. However, there's one in particular I still can't wrap my head around. Ruth, female 23.
Okay.
Jessica is what I call a makeup dork, where she understands the importance of looking presentable in public, but she's not shallow. And she brings me sandwiches.
These are a lot of things happening in tandem.
She also gives me sandwiches braless and
Not asked for.
Not unasked for, yeah.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Yeah. She just really loves looking good, which I greatly appreciate. Ruth only wears casual wear with minimal makeup. What a bitch.
Death penalty. Put her in jail.
She also doesn't seem to take care of herself very well. She has problems with dry hands, but I was told that's normal.
Hands?
What a bitch. But I was told that's normal in Ruth's profession, but still, it's no excuse.
Who are you fucking Buffalo Bill, bro?
Also, Jessica is in medical school, while Ruth doesn't want to do anything to advance her career.
But she has a job, and the job is, I assume, something to do with washing your hands a lot.
Yeah.
Which really everyone should be doing.
Yeah, everyone should be doing it. I remember when I worked food service, yeah, the hands were not good.
Yeah, if it's food service, then yeah.
Yeah. But that's not a real job.
Right, you have to advance your career.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert as to what I'm thinking this guy is. Yeah.
The only interest they share together is animated shows and animals. They actually met in her first year of college where they both volunteered at the SPCA, and since it was during the pandemic, there were limitations to the number of volunteers, so they both work closely together a lot.
That sounds really nice. They both sound like really nice people that I would want to be friends with too.
Now that Jessica is soon to be finishing up her first year in medical school, I can't help but think about our future. Both of us came from good backgrounds, we're living in a great apartment, and I have a great job where I just recently gotten a raise. Who wants to clap for him?
Fuck off.
So I brought up my thoughts about how we can improve our lives more. She thought things were good enough, but I told her it can be better. Since we're both advancing professionally, I think we should consider on advancing socially as well, and we should surround ourselves with people that are also close to our level. So I brought up her friendship with Ruth. I said I like Ruth, but I feel like later in life, she'll bring her down. I brought up all the differences between them and how people will think when they see them together. I also believe that this friendship will end eventually as our lives progress, so it would be best to just end it now. She started to cry, but I can tell she was trying to hold back. I tried to reassure her that I understand that this is hard for her to hear, but I just want what's best for both of us. She then said, "Have you always been this big of a dick?"
Yeah.
I was shocked because I couldn't believe she said that, but she repeated it. And yeah, she definitely said that to me.
How dare she?
How dare she? Yeah, what
call you what you are.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would call you worse.
I would also, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to calm her down, but she definitely didn't want to hear it, so she locked herself in our bedroom. A few hours later, she came out and told me she's staying with her sister and may come back this weekend. She said, "Just so you know, I'm not giving up any of my friends. You? I'm not so sure I want to keep around.
Hell yeah.
Don't contact me at all until I come back home."
Good.
Am I the asshole for dropping out of my cousin's wedding party after a prank? My female 26 cousin, female 29, got engaged a few months ago and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was so excited to accept. Her sister, female 32, is the maid of honor, and there are 3 other bridesmaids. The date is set for April 2024. At the time of this post, it's 2023. On April 1st of this year, she sent a PDF to the bridesmaid group chat that really made me angry. It was a list of wedding party responsibilities, rules, and regulations. It included a picture of the bridesmaid's dresses that we'd be wearing. They were hideous, and she told us that we'd have to pay $800 for them, and that they only went up to size 8, so anyone bigger would need to lose weight before the wedding.
Oh.
That made me so angry, because I wear a size 10, but also she's like a size 12, so even fatter than me.
Yep.
Other ridiculous things she added. No one is allowed to be tanner than her for the wedding, so she told us that none of us could spend a significant time in the sun for the next year. She wanted to have longer hair than all of her bridesmaids, so she said that we'd all have to cut our hair to our shoulders or shorter.
I'm sorry.
She wanted to do a choreographed dance with all of us and insisted that we go to 3-hour dance classes with her every Sunday until the wedding, a year away. She said that she wanted her bachelorette party to be in Paris and that we would all need to chip in $3,000.
What?
There was more, but I was so angry that I stopped reading and I muted the group chat for a few hours. I was so livid and hurt that I decided to drop out of the wedding party, but I didn't say anything right away. The next day, I checked the group chat again and everyone else had been chatting about how funny the bride's prank was. Apparently, at the bottom of the PDF, it said April Fools, but I hadn't read that far because I was so mad.
No!
Everyone else thought it was hilarious, but it still really rubbed me the wrong way. I reached out to the bride to tell her how much this hurt my feelings, and she did apologize. But even though it's been almost 2 months, I'm still really angry. I decided this week that I no longer want to be a bridesmaid because of the mean-spirited prank Anne told my cousin. Now she's really hurt and angry, and the maid of honor and other bridesmaids and some of my family members are blowing up my phone saying that I'm overreacting to an innocent prank. But I believe that pranks are only funny if the recipient finds them funny, and I definitely didn't. So am I the asshole?
Come on. 2 months later, you're still angry about this? I understand the oversight. You were so angry that you couldn't finish the document, but the next day you found out it was a prank.
These are all the things my best friend of 13 years did to me that made me cut her the fuck off. Also, this is your sign to stop keeping shitty people in your life just because you've known them a long time and you go way back. Because going way back means nothing if they treat you like fucking garbage. So number one, if I liked or showed interest or even got the slightest bit of joy out of something in this world, she had to fucking hate it. And I don't mean just hate it, she had to despise it. She loved to just go on and on about how terrible she thought the things I liked were every single time that we hung out. It was so fucking weird. It wasn't like dislike, like it was passionate hate. And I swear she would like half these things until I liked it and then she had to hate it. Another thing she would do is intentionally like reach and go out of her way to make me feel unimportant, not good enough, like etc., ugly, whatever the case scenario was, not interesting enough. Like she would just gas the living shit out of everyone around us, like all of our other friends, but make sure she never gave a single compliment to me. But when I say gas up everyone else, I mean like worship the fuck out of every single girl in the friend group except for me. I was like, girl, what did I ever do to you? And since she had that cute little era where she hated everything I liked, the only thing I ever really got from her was criticism, whether it was like about how ugly my outfit was or how stupid my style was or whatever the fuck. Like she literally wanted me to know how unimportant she thought I was. Like it was her fucking mission. And that's like a dumbass little thing girls will do if they're like jealous of you or they give you like I want to be you vibes, is they will purposefully just gas up every single person except for you, especially if they think you're like the prettiest person in the friend group or whatever. Not saying I fucking was, but definitely she thought I was because she made it her goddamn mission to make me feel unimportant. But as for the one thing we did have in common, we both always wanted to be YouTubers since we were super, super little. That solidified for me. And it eventually became my full-time job. And like immediately after my channel blew up, she tried to start her own channel, posted like 2 videos and then fucking gave up. But ever since that, she's been breaking her goddamn back trying to get me to quit. I shit you not, this girl would call me up randomly and be like, I don't think you should continue social media. Like, internet hate can get really bad. Like, out of fucking nowhere. As if I've never, like, gotten internet hate. Like, as if I don't know what it is. Or if I have, like, a really good month with views or something, she'll be like, oh, social media is so oversaturated. Like, I really think you should, like, quit or, like, find something else. And that quote, they say, that's, like, the only people that will talk you out of going after your dreams are the people that already gave up on theirs, is fucking accurate. Also, genuine question, like, are you fucking dumb? Like, you think I'm gonna, like, get off the phone with you and be like, she's right, I might get hate, I have to quit? Like, what the actual fuck? I hate when dumbass people call me telling me dumbass shit. Not to mention, when I was going through one of the most toxic relationships of my entire life, like, fully being, like, traumatized, she stopped being friends with me because I wouldn't break up with him. As if it's, like, that fucking easy. And I don't know, I don't care if y'all come for me for this shit. The way I look at it is, I will be there for my friends no matter if I fucking agree with it or if I don't. I'm not afraid to tell them if they're wrong, but even if I think they made a stupid decision, I will never fucking abandon them. After I finally dumped him, obviously she came crawling back into my life, and guess what the situation was? She was in her own little toxic relationship, and I was there for her like a fucking dumbass. Where was she when I was going through mine again? Oh yeah, she fucking left me. Can't even say anything though, because that's my own dumbass fault. Honestly, the list goes on and on forever, but this is getting a little long, so let me know if you guys want a part 2. But always remember, just because you've known that they existed a little longer than the next guy, doesn't mean that they're still not a shitty person.
ready with me while I tell you a story about my mom's crazy past. Back in the day, it seems my mom used to exclusively date slug dealers. Don't ask me why. She was acting too grown, too quick, too soon, if you ask me. But we're gonna call this one D. So D and my mama used to stay together. They used to throw hands with one another. Well, one night they got into an argument and they throwing hands. And of course my mama throwing hands bad, but she was the type, I'm gonna get my lick back and it's gonna be worse than yours. So when D went to sleep that night, she decides to take a bat to this man. A baseball bat in his sleep. Of course, he wakes up well and screaming, pissed off. He calls my nanny on some, you need to come get her, she crazy, this, that, and the third, I'm done with her, yada, yada, yada. Shocker, they were not done with one another. They made up somehow, some way, and they got back together. Well, tell me why my mama found out that D was out here cheating. Are we surprised? No, I ain't never heard of a faithful slug dealer in my life. Anyways, instead of just leaving, she wanted to leave with a bang. And she wanted to hit this man where it hurt, his pockets. Now, one thing about D, he was a smart slug dealer. This man had a legitimate business. He had a car wash. He was not only washing cars, but he was also helping his daddy flip cars. They used to flip hoopties. So my mom decides she is going to go to his car wash while nobody is there. She busting windows, ruining equipment, taking chemicals, pouring it all over the place, making sure it's completely damaged. She goes out to the parking lot where D's daddy's cars was that they had refinished to flip and sell, and pours chemicals all over it, ruining the paint jobs, and then bust the windows out the car. Now, after she did that, tell me why she pages this man. So he knows it was her. Mama wasn't no fool though, so she didn't explicitly give detail, making it seem like it was her. But between them, they knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? So she's zooming, trying to get back home because she had already started moving out. She already knew this was going to be the end. Tell me why they caught up with each other in traffic. He tries to run my mama off the road. My brother was in the car. My oldest brother. My little brother sleeps forward. Boom. Hit his head. My mama was done for at that point. So she's zooming to get to the house, right? Long story short, they make it to the crib. He get out the car. He's screaming, cussing. She's screaming and cussing, letting him know, you going to jail. You hurt my son, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, somebody up the road, ironically enough, they were related to us, heard the commotion because they lived up the road and called the police. Police showed up and they talking about some, you need to calm down, ma'am, yada, yada, yada. When they heard that he tried to run her off the road and that he, again, was a known slug dealer, she didn't snitch. She ain't the one that called the police and she didn't tell him he was a slug dealer. It was known that he was a slug dealer. So, of course, the officers really quickly was on some, let's avert our attention to this man because we got us one, right? So D is trying to tell the officers that she done ruined the car while she cussing out, talk about she still got the chemicals on her shoes. This is where my mom moving out was really smart. She gonna say, I've been moving out all day. You see the boxes in the cleaning supplies when I was cleaning out the bathroom to get my deposit back. I ain't gonna tell you how old my mama was, but she was too smart for her time because why in the world? Criminal activity, ma'am. So they end up arresting D. This man got sent to prison. But when he got sent to prison, why he get my mama name tatted on his back? I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to do a part 2 because this story only gets crazier. I mean, even while this man in prison, he was taking care of my mama. Yeah, stay tuned for part 2.
Allegedly.
This is part 2 to my mama and the slug dealer. So my mama gets D sent to prison, right? And tell me why, while D is in prison, why is my uncle his cellmate? That is absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention, this makes matters worse. Why was my daddy the one to put my uncle in prison? Can you tell we from a small town? Not as small as the town that I live in now, but we are from a small town. Now, this was before my daddy was my daddy and my mama dated my daddy, okay? Anyways, while my uncle and D are cellmates, tell me why D gets my mama's name tatted on his back. So, of course, my uncle calls my mama on some, Jamie, I don't know what you've been doing out here, but you need to calm down. You need to slow your roll. This gon' you. And she on some, he ain't about to do nothing. She was real rowdy. Okay, my mama was just out here ratchet in these streets. It's kind of funny when I see people get aggressive and loud today and how they are. And like, I low-key be like, I'm sorry, but my mom's name is Jamie. You have to come a lot harder than this if you want me to be intimidated because she crazy. Nah, she ain't like she used to be, but she was crazy. Okay. Anyways, so my mom like, he ain't gonna do this, that, and the third, yada yada, going in and out. He's like, nah, this man done got your name tatted on his back. He ain't playing no games with you. Blah, 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 blah. Well, D calls my mama and thanks her for getting him sent to prison. Why does he thank her for getting him sent to prison? Because tell me why. D was dealing in his own slugs. His own slugs. So going to prison got him clean. So he's appreciative of that. Obviously, that was a plot twist in and of itself because I'm thinking there's no way this man is going to get his name tatted on your back. If anything, he out here got somebody ready to, bust a move because you got him locked up. But no, not only does he thank my mama for getting him sent to prison, but explain to me why the same brother that can't stand, well now it's not the same story, but back then couldn't stand my mama, was like, you gonna get what's coming to him. He had his brother going to my mama's house to give her rent money, grocery money, paying them bills. Now all I got to say is, Miss Ma'am, you grounded me from church when I had a little attitude because all I did was go to school, go to work, and go to church. Yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in a little bit. Okay, I love you though, mama. The crazy part is I have known D my entire life and have never understood how their relationship was. Because this is a solid man. Like, he show up each and every time. If anything, in a case of emergency, I know we can hit up D. But D, I didn't know this was the story behind it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, if y'all want some more story times, please let me know. Because my mom moved out when she was 15. So she got a buttload of stories.